Welcome to the newsletter. Putin explained the massive raid, ready to wait for Ukraine to negotiate. On HT, President Vladimir Putin said that Russia's mass missile attack on Ukraine on October 31 was a response. He also said he was ready to wait until Kiev agreed to peace talks, ending the conflict. Explaining the mass missile attack on Ukraine according to the Ukrainian news site Pravda, speaking at a press conference in Sochi on October 31, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Russia carried out a large-scale missile attack on Ukraine on October 31 in response to the attack. Recent attack on Russia's Black Sea Fleet in the Gulf of Sevastopol. We can respond further, warned the Kremlin owner. In addition, in response, Russia also announced the suspension of participation in the grain export agreement on the Black Sea, blocking this export grain corridor. President Putin explained that the grain deal between Moscow and Kiev did not meet the set goals. According to him, most of Ukraine's agricultural products exported under this agreement do not go to less developed countries, but to Europe and Turkey. We agreed that the grain deal is in the interest of less developed countries. But according to the Russian Ministry of Agriculture, it seems that 34% of Ukraine's grain goes to Turkey, 35%. Or even more goes to European Union countries, only 3 to 4% or 5% goes to poor countries, Putin said. He also stated that Moscow only temporarily stopped participating, not completely withdrew from the agreement. Over the weekend, Russia said it had prevented a drone attack UAV on ships of the Russian Black Sea Fleet stationed in Sevastopol, Crimea on October 29. After analyzing the UAV debris, Moscow alleged that it was an attack from a civilian vessel chartered by Ukraine or by pro-Western relatives and took advantage of the grain corridor originally intended for ships transporting agricultural products. Ukrainian exports. Not long after Russia made this accusation, the capital Kiev and a number of regions of Ukraine were rocked by missile raids on the morning of October 31. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Army said that Russia had launched a total of 55 cruise missiles, of which 45 were shot down. The raid left 80% of people in the capital Kiev without electricity and water. Power and water supplies have been partially restored, but the Ukrainian electricity company said it is running out of troubleshooting equipment. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said that Kiev is trying to contact its partners to call for assistance with electrical equipment. In it, Ukraine has reached an agreement with 12 countries to have nearly 1,000 equipment, including generators. Russia is ready to wait for Ukraine peace talks. At a press conference yesterday, President Putin also mentioned the prospect of negotiations to end the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. He accused Kiev of not wanting to negotiate with Moscow, but Russia was willing to wait until Ukraine agreed to dialogue. We reached an agreement with them in Istanbul, Turkey, but they threw them in the trash. Now they refuse to discuss any discussions with us. How can we talk about agreements when the other party doesn't even want to talk? But we can wait. There may be certain conditions attached, but we have shown good faith. This is certain and will not change. Putin emphasized. Earlier, in an interview broadcast on Russian TV Channel 1 on October 30, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov affirmed that the Russian leadership, including President Vladimir Putin, is still ready to negotiate on the Ukraine issue. We are always ready to listen to the suggestions that our Western partners make about de-escalation. So if we are approached with some substantive offers based on the principles of equality and respect each other's interests in order to find compromises that balance the interests of all countries, of course we will respond, the head of the Russian Foreign Ministry said. At the Valdai Forum in Moscow on October 27, Putin said he believed the West would sooner or later have to start an equal dialogue with Russia. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share to support and update the latest videos from the HT News channel.